Okay, here's the quiz 1 review. Please, please, please try to do each problem before viewing the videos. Okay? Because if you're just copying it down now, the test is going to be very difficult for you guys. Alright, the first question has to do with graphing. You get a graph, and we could graph this to find the solution to this system of equations. Okay, you don't have to graph any of these. You could select your method, just like on the previous practice problems, whether you want to graph them, use the substitution method, or the elimination method, whatever works for you. Okay, as we learned in the first section of this whole unit, the graphing works. The only problem is it may not be on our graph, or your graph might not be as accurate as doing it out algebraically. Alright, so let's try to graph these two equations and find out where our solution is, and then go from there. Alright, so our first equation is x plus y equals 3. Alright, how do we graph this? Well, we could get it into slope-intercept form, or we could just graph it using the x and y intercept. In this case, this equation is in standard form, where x and y are on the same side. So what we could do when an equation is in standard form is graph it using the intercepts. Alright, to find the x-intercept, we plug in 0 for y. Alright, so our x-intercept is at 3. To find the y-intercept, we plug in 0 for x. So our y-intercept is also 3. Okay, we have our 2 points. We could draw a line through our 2 points. Alright, and again, you may need a ruler. If you need one, just come ask me. Okay, second equation, y equals negative 4x plus 3, is in slope-intercept form. Okay, how do we graph using slope-intercept form? Well, we're going to plot b first, which in this case, we have mx plus b, remember. Okay, b is 3, so we're going to go to 3 on the y-axis. I'll do this one in blue. Okay, and then we're going to go, for our second point, we're going to use the slope, which is negative 4, or negative 4 over 1. We're going to rise negative 4 and run 1 to the right. Alright, so in this case, negative 4 means go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and run 1 to the right. There's our second point. Okay, we have our 2 points. We could draw a line through our 2 points. And what we're trying to find is where these 2 lines intersect. Okay, where they intersect is right here. So our answer is at 0, comma 3. X is 0. We don't go anywhere on the x-axis. And then we go up 3 on the y-axis where our 2 lines intersect. Okay, that's our first one. Second one, we don't have a graph for. Okay, and we have a variable by itself. Alright, so what's a good method to use is substitution. Okay, substitution's great here because all we have to do is plug this in for x into the other equation. Okay, if you want to pause it here and try it out, go ahead. If not, continue listening. Alright, so we have 3 times x, which in this case we know x equals 2y plus 5. Alright, 3 times x plus y. Alright, so we got to write plus y equals negative 10. Solve for y, distribute the 3. Combine like terms. Negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5. And then solve for y. Okay, so we get y equals 5. So for our answer, y equals 5. Now that we know y equals 5, we could take that and plug it all the way in to the first equation. X equals negative 2 times y, and we know y equals 5, plus 5. X equals negative 10, negative 2 times 5, plus 5, x equals negative 5. So our answer is negative 5, comma 5. If you're not sure you did it right, plug the two answers into one of the original equations. We know x is negative 5 and y is 5, so we could see if it works. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15, plus y was 5, 5 equals negative 10. Negative 15 plus 5 equals negative 10? Yeah. Alright, number 3. Kind of looks like number 2, but kind of upside down. We have x by itself. Alright, and we know x equals this, so again, let's use substitution. Plug this in for x in the other equation. Negative 6 times 2y plus 1, because that's what x equals, minus 5y equals 28. Alright, let's solve for y, distribute. Combine like terms. This is going to be a rough one. Negative 12 and negative 5 combined is negative 17. So negative 12 plus negative 5. You're combining them. Bring down that negative 6x. This negative 6. Add 6 to both sides. Negative 17y equals 34. Divide by negative 17. And we get y equals negative 2. So first value is negative 2 for y. Okay, remember that's second, x first, y second. Alright, take that negative 2, plug it in for y in our first equation. X equals 2 times y, or x equals 2 times negative 2, plus 1. X equals negative 4 plus 1. X equals negative 3. Okay, and you could check your answer again by plugging the value of negative 3 and negative 2 in for x and y. Number 4. Okay, both equations are in what form? Standard. Alright, so we could look to eliminate here. Alright, can I eliminate anything? Well, I see opposites. I see negative 10 and positive 10. Alright, so if I add straight down, my 10s get canceled out, or eliminated, or my 10y's. Alright, add everything straight down. 10x equals 20. Alright, solve for x. X equals 2. Alright, so for our answer, x equals 2. Okay, let's plug that 2 in for either equation. You could choose, I'll choose the first one. 6 times x, which we know is 2, minus 10y equals 2. I'll put that there. So we got 12 minus 10y equals 2. Solve for y, so we have to get rid of this 12. Negative 10y equals negative 10. Y equals 1. Okay, and you can go ahead and plug those numbers in to check it. Number 5. Okay, both equations are in standard form. So what can you do? You can multiply, or you can look for opposites. Do we have any opposites? 20 and 4? No. 6 and 3? No. But we can make opposites. Okay, if I multiply the bottom one by negative 5, this 4 is going to turn to negative 20. Alright, and then we have opposites. Alright, but I see another one we can multiply by, which is negative 2. Either one works. Either one you're going to get the right answer. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this by negative 2 and this by negative 2. When I multiply the 3 by negative 2, it's going to turn into negative 6. Alright, when it does, I'll have positive 6y and negative 6y, and I'll be able to eliminate. Alright, let's rewrite the equations. 20x plus 6y equals 4. And then let's rewrite the bottom equation after we distribute. Negative 2 times 4x is negative 8x. Negative 2 times 3y is negative 6y. And negative 2 times 8 is negative 16. Okay. Now we could add straight down and eliminate. My y's get eliminated. 20 minus 8x is 12x. 4 minus 16 is negative 12. Solve for x. X equals negative 1. Alright, so we got negative 1, comma. Let's sub that negative 1 into one of the equations. We could choose this one here, we could choose this one here, or even this one here. Alright, let's choose this one because it has smaller numbers. 4 times negative 1 plus 3y equals 8. Negative 4 times negative 1, plus 3y equals 8. Add 4 to both sides. Trying to get y by itself. And we get y equals 4. Okay, number 6. Number 6 is similar to number 5. Okay, let's do this one out real quick. It's going to be tough to find opposites with 9 and negative 8. You're going to have to multiply both equations by a number. But if I multiply the top one by 3, I'll get negative 6 and positive 6. So let's do that. Negative 24x minus 6y equals 28 times negative 3. Negative 28 times 3. 84, so negative 84. Yikes. Okay, 9x, I'm just rewriting this equation right underneath. Alright, add straight down, these eliminate. Negative 24 plus 9 is negative 15x equals 60. Might need a calculator for this problem. Okay, x equals negative 4. Plug it into one of the equations, either, let's choose this one this time. 9 times negative 4 plus 6y equals 24. Negative 36 plus 6y equals 24. Plus 36 plus 36. 6y equals 60. Y equals 10. And therefore my answer is negative 4. That's what we got for x, comma 10. Alright, view the next video for the last two problems.